We are live. Hi, everyone. It's Judita here, and I would like to introduce you to someone very special. This is Heather Lenah. I know her from our conscious community, where she stands out with her always smiling face, bright energy, and such a like willingness to give from her heart. She's also a healer, like does energy healing techniques. So I wanted to bring her on to just talk a little bit about her approach and what she does, how can she live in Costa Rica and do healing and create this wonderful vision of hers. Over to you, Heather.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. Yeah, for us, it's been such a journey. So, my husband and I, we met in the corporate world. We were both structural engineers. I don't know if you knew that. Um, and for me, when we met, we just took on this passion for life, so much more so than work. And we started traveling together, and we just fell in love with travel and each other. And we just really decided we wanted to do something more passionate, more meaningful with our lives. So that was our big drive, and our vision started there. We had this vision of being on a tropical beach somewhere, doing health and wellness for other people, and really creating this vision. And it's evolved over the years, and we've slowly been stepping into it more and more, but we've always just held on to it. And for me, I found healing after my son was born. And I just didn't want to go back to the corporate world. And I wanted to be home with my son. I wanted to be with my family. I wanted to be helping other people. And at that time, I didn't know how. I didn't know how I would be helping others, but I knew that that's what I wanted to be doing. And so I felt this real call towards energy healing, which was interesting because I didn't know anything about it. I didn't have a lot of experience with it. I just felt called to it. So I started researching different types of healing and what it looked like. And I did a couple of trainings. And I found a method that I fell in love with. I went to the training and I said, oh my gosh, this is what I want to be doing. It just really spoke to me. And I went home from that training. And at that time, so I was a full-time mom with my son. He was not yet 2. And my husband was very, very overworked. He worked full-time, overtime, all the time. And I tried making a business around his schedule, around being a mom. And it was very challenging. It was very hard to start up a business that way. I was just taking people in my house for healing. I was trying to rent space, but I just couldn't get enough to get it really launched and give it all of that it needed and that it deserved and all of me. So we got a little stuck for a while, and we came down to Costa Rica and with a 6-month plan. And we said, well, we just needed kind of a break. We hadn't quite figured out how to leave the corporate world, how to get into our passions. And when we came down here, we said, we really want to stay. And that was when I found the community that I've met you in and so many people in. And this has launched everything for me. It has changed my life, like changed who I am. It's changed me as a healer in so many ways. For example, when I started healing, and even when I started the business, I was very insecure. I was full of doubts. I had a lot of practicing to do, and I didn't know how to market myself. I didn't want to. I was just very shy and very insecure, and I didn't really know how to really step into it. And what I've learned through this business and through this personal journey that I've been on in this community is I needed to find myself first. To be a good healer and to really, really help people, I needed to know who I was. I needed to stand stronger in who I am. I had so much self-healing to do, so much self-love to do. And getting a little more neutral because I'm very empathetic, and I just, for me, I felt like those three things were so important as a healer to just step into, taking care of myself, getting stronger in myself, healing all of that stuff that I needed to heal, and coming from a place that's really whole and really strong so that I can hold that space for others in my healing work as well. So it's been such a huge blessing to be able to go through all of this personal development work, gain that strength, gain everything I needed to do to then not only create the freedom in our life. The business I started because this is a way that we're transitioning my husband out of his job and out of the corporate world. And then he and I, our vision is to create a wellness center where we can offer our healing, and we do group events, and we've done a couple here, and oh my gosh, I just love them so much. The community comes
Yeah,
out and they all come, and it's a very community style healing, and we play music, and families come, the young, the old, men, women, it doesn't matter, and we create this space for healing. And it's just beautiful. It's just been a
that's
beautiful
so
way.
wonderful.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful way to connect with people, to give back to the community. And the business is providing a way for us to have an income from another source so that we can really not have that pressure of having to create an income from the healing work. I feel like for me, it took a little bit away from me. It takes a little bit away from your passions when you have that stress on them as well.
Yes, I know that as well, very well. When I am like, I have to get clients because I need money, that's for sure when the clients are not gonna come. And this then it's not about healing, it's not about helping them, but then it's about money, which is not very nice thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hard balance, and I certainly felt that, especially when I was trying to start the business with my husband working full time. It just felt like all this pressure. I have to make this work. I have to make this work. This is our way out. This is the way that we can be helping other people and doing things we're passionate about. And it just, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready as a healer, as a person, as a leader. I needed to go on this journey. So it's been absolutely beautiful and life changing for me.
It's interesting that you say that about the journey because it happened to me as well. I just couldn't put it into words, but now that I hear it from you, I kind of understand what you mean, the becoming whole within myself and owning my shadows, as
Yeah.
well as knowing who I am and knowing my value, knowing my worth, and offering that with boldness.
Yeah.
I have some
Yeah.
questions that I prepared actually,
Okay.
which I think would be useful. If anyone has a question about how to make a healing business work in combination with an online business, you can ask it. Or Heather, if you have anything popping to your mind that's worth mentioning.
I will mention real quick about how beautifully the two have gone together, because I've mentioned a little bit, it's forced me to step into my leadership role, and I'm really passionate about being a heartfelt leader, being someone who is just so authentic and just speaking your truth. And that was the strength that I got from starting my own business online. But when I was looking for an online business, it was so important to me that it was in integrity with who I am, and that it was in alignment with who I am, and that it was part of my purpose, that it was on purpose with who I am. So it wasn't just about finding some other way to make money. It was really important that it was part of me and part of what I do. So, as well as creating an income, it's allowed me to help more people, even more, through my value, like you were saying. So all of this inner work, all of this journey I've been on, every struggle I've hit and everything I've overcome, I share that. I share that with anyone who wants to hear it. Anyone who wants to go to my page and scroll through, you will hear all of my doubts, all of my insecurities, all of those limiting beliefs and blocks that I have hit over the many months that I've been doing this. And so it's so beautiful because I'm helping people in another way while I'm working towards helping people with my healing. So it's just sometimes it just surprises me at how much this has aligned with me and who I am.
There is a comment. Can you see it? Hi, Heather. What type of online business is it, and what you do in it? Cool.
Um, yeah, it's a beautiful business. We're part of this. Well, Judita, we're part of this
Tell us.
beautiful global
You tell us.
community. Huh?
You tell us.
Me tell us. Okay, yes, we are part of this beautiful global community. So we are all entrepreneurs all over the world, and everyone is so passionate about creating this freedom and creating a ripple effect across the globe by creating authentic leaders. So really, like I was saying, people who really want to rise up and help others and share their message and share their value, because you all have value. We all have value. We are our value. Everything that we have learned, every struggle we have hit, everything we have overcome, every little win along the way is your value to share with the world. So what this business does is it gives us a platform to share it. And it's incredible. And yeah, I mean, you can talk more offline with either one of us if you want to hear more, but it basically that's what it's doing. This community is creating heartfelt leaders to rise up and to share their message and create this ripple effect. And it's just incredible. It's beautiful. And creating the freedom, of course, to live the life that we're passionate about without having to struggle, to really just manifest the life that we're looking for and do the good work in the world that we want to do. I love
So
it.
we can do more healing, and so we can really live the purpose and inspire more people to do what they love doing.
Yes.
That's awesome. What else can we say? What do you think that would be a contribution to people?
I don't know. What else can I share? I
I
guess
love.
I'm open to questions as well.
Yeah. Okay. Do you need extra education? There it is.
No, you just have to be you. No education required.
Yeah. If anyone is interested to know more, please reach out to either me or Heather, whoever invited you to this video, and we will be happy to kind of talk you through it and tell you what can this change for you.
Yeah.
Cool. And
But I
so
will say no, there's no education. When I found it, I had no online presence. I had no experience in the online world at all. So it really is for anybody. Absolutely anybody can do it. Anyone who is ready to rise up and shine.
that's so amazing. You make it sound so refreshing and easy, much better than I can do, because I just started not that long time ago, and I'm not so confident to talk about it. That's why I love to I love your explanation. How long do you do this online business?
10 months now.
10 months, okay.
Yeah, it's just been such a blessing. That's why it's easy to talk about. It's just been life changing for me, in so many ways. Just as a person, on the personal development has just been incredible. I was so full of doubts and fears and insecurities, and I am just not the same person I was 10 months ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago. We just keep growing, and you're supported by this beautiful community. It's incredible.
That's awesome. Yes, I just wanted to ask you, like, tell us some ways that the community and the system changed your life.
I've never been around a community like that. I will share honestly, my experience with community has not been strong my whole life. Um, it's funny, I always wanted to be part of a group, and I just never was. And I don't know well, I can admit now that I dug into my shadow work. I didn't open myself up to it enough. I think it was always my insecurities that held me back. But when I started this business, when I started being kind of pushed into this stepping up and stretching and growing and getting uncomfortable, um, I found out I had a fear of success. And I told my husband, and he's like, well, don't do that. Get rid of that. And I said, I know. How am I going to be successful if I'm afraid of it? But it was because in my experience, um, rising up and getting into the spotlight for me meant being torn down and being open to attack. That had been my experience in my life. And so I uncovered this and I said, oh boy, I have to work on this. And that was the first thing I worked on, was learning that in this community, you are celebrated, you're supported, and you celebrate others. And that was life-changing to me because I've never been a part of anything like that. I mean, I was just near tears just the past couple of days because my business has been doing so well. And the people that have celebrated me and that I celebrate, and I've just never been a part of anything like it. So that was one thing. I had to get comfortable celebrating myself. I just was like, oh, I don't, and I think that a lot of people struggle with that. I know a lot of people who don't want to like celebrate when they get a promotion or something. They almost want to keep it to
Low profile.
themselves. Yeah, because there are people that will not support you and won't celebrate you. And it's unfortunate when those are our close people. And so coming into this community, it was just a breath of fresh air to be around people who are cheering you on. And it just brought me to tears so much. I mean, I cried a lot. I cried so much in the past 10 months. Oh boy, personal development is hard. And it really makes you dig into everything that you don't want to dig into. But who you become on the other side is, wow, I would pay any amount of money for it.
And how do you get rid of some of the negative beliefs? Let's say that you don't want to be successful, fear of success. What tools do you use to release those?
Yeah, and that was part of it too. Is in our community, we're given all the tools to work with this. So some people will do journaling, so you can write down your limiting beliefs and you can write down the positive affirmations and you can just burn up the negative ones. I have also worked with a quantum healer and she's incredible. So I've healed on a lot of different levels. And I think the biggest thing for me, for someone who wants to really get through personal development quickly, is you have to pay so close attention to your triggers. When someone upsets you, look at that and look at you and look at what's going on in your life. It's never about the other person. And that's a big thing that I had to learn. And that's hard. It's so much easier to blame someone else, right? But when you look at it and say, this is triggering me, why is this triggering me? What's going on with me that would upset me? And you can look at this in a way like when you're having a really good day and you're in traffic, it doesn't bother you, right? But if you're in a really, really bad mood and you're in traffic or somebody does something, you get upset. So what's the difference? The difference is you. So looking at what is it? What's going on that's upsetting me? Because if everything was great, I probably wouldn't be upset by this. So I don't know if that answers your question. There's
Yes,
so many ways.
yes. It did. And we have some more questions. What exactly you do? Do you meet with people? How much is it to become part of this?
Well, yeah, like Judita said, you can reach out to either one of us and we can send you more information if you're interested in becoming. Do you meet with people? Everything's online. Everything's online. So the people I meet are all online. But you don't even, you feel the energy anyway, because, we do calls, we do huddles, we do, you can reach out to anyone in the community that you connect with. You do video calls like this, so you really feel like you really get to know people, and everyone's really authentic and vulnerable. So you can really you can really connect even though we're online. And it's the perfect time to be online, right? Because we can't connect in person anyway with all of this social distancing.
Well, yes, that's true. That's true. Okay. If there are any more questions, then type them in. Otherwise, we will wrap it up. And how does it get any better than this? I mean, my reason to bring you on is your vision that you want to gift to the world, your healing, and spread it more, because there are so many people who want to be a contribution uh, to the world, and they just don't know where to start, don't know how to really make it happen, how to monetize it, and how to make it on a bigger scale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you are an example of someone who is actually going for it.
There's so many ways. There's so many more ways than I think we realize. You know, I've talked about this before about being in the box, you know, go to school, get a job, work your job, have a family, work some more, retire, and that's it. And I didn't realize that you can break outside of that box, and there's so many different ways to do it. I found one, this community, this business was my way. It's not the only way. There are many different ways. But I think understanding, if you want to help people, start by realizing your value. You're so valuable. You're so valuable just by being you, just by having your story to share. Sharing your story is helping other people. And I think that's so overlooked sometimes. You know, we think we need to take a training or do a course or learn something more. I mean, we really should be looking inward and saying, wow, I'm valuable just by being here, just by having this experience. And nobody is like you. And I say this all the time. There is nobody like you. And I'm speaking to everyone who's listening right now. There's nobody like you. No one's had your exact same experiences. No one's had your exact same struggles. So there are certain people who are really just going to need to hear it from you more than anybody else. Not from me, not from anybody else but you. And that is your gift and that is your value. And more than anything, understanding that.
That reminds me of the beautiful quote that we heard on Monday on the huddle, which is your message, no, your mess becomes your message.
Oh my gosh, that's so true.
Yes. Okay, cool. Well, there are questions. What is the website to look into? And we will reply to that once I finish the live. So if you want more info, really the way to do it is to reach out to the person who invited you to this video. And all the best. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Heather,
Oh,
for
thank you so much
showing
for
up.
having me.
Thank you for your beautiful, fresh energy.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. See you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.